Hey, y'all, let's cover volume. This is circular bases, and we're going to talk about cylinders and spheres. Okay, sphere doesn't have a base per se, but it's still circular in nature. All right, we're going to have volume. So volume, remember from the last video, is always measured in cubes. Area is always measured in squares, and then everything else is based on the unit that comes with the graph or the words. All right. So with volume, we want to make sure and have it in cubes. Talking about the first one, the cylinder is the area of a circle. So you've got a circle here times the height. So the area of a circle is pi r square. All we're doing to find the cylinder is multiplying it times the height. And we've already done the pi r square before. A sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Notice in both of these, you have to have the radius. You can't use the diameter. It must be the radius. In fact, in everything except for the circumference, that's the only thing you can use for the diameter. Otherwise, everything, the area, the volume, always has to be done with the radius. So let's make sure that we're given the radius and go through and work through the formulas. Remember, you're going to be given the formulas on the exam, so you don't need to put those on your 3x5 note card. Give yourself other supports instead. Maybe saying that volume is always measured in cubes, area is always measured in squares. Because you're so stressed during the exams, I want to make sure that you have the supports in place for that. Okay, so starting with a cylinder, and we've got a height of 6.3 meters. You do need to be able to tell the difference between the height and the radius, because that will change dramatically based on whether you're squaring it or not. So our radius is 1.2. This is our radius, and this is our height. So our volume for our cylinder is pi times r squared times the height. This is because they're right next to each other, they're multiplied. There's no other operations in between them like addition or subtraction. So we're always multiplying. Now, everything we're going to do in this is going to be rounded. We are not going to have exacts on these like we did with the circles. All right, my radius is 1.2. We're going to square that and then times 6.3. All right. So pi times 1.2. Now you can use caret 2, or on our calculators, we have an x square we can use, and then times 6.3. And I got 28.50. I'm just going to put 28.5. Don't forget your unit, and it must be cubed. Now, if you don't want to write meters cubed, you could put cubic meters. It's totally your call which one you choose to do, or you could write the words out. For the next one, we are given the diameter of the cylinder as well as the height. So this is the diameter, not the radius, which is what we need, but we do have the height. So to find the radius, remember it's the diameter divided by 2. And our diameter is 9. Divide that by 2 is 4.5, and our unit is inches. Now we can find the volume. The volume is pi times the radius squared times the height. Now this is 5 1/3. Okay, I will show you how to do this on the calculator. 5. Now I'm going to go ahead and put 1/3. All right. Pardon me. 5 1/3. Let's start with the 1/3. Okay. That's just 1 divided by 3 equals. Don't freak out about a fraction. It's okay. 1 divided by 3 equals. And now we're just going to add the 5. So we had a few things going on with that one. Now we've got 5 1/3 in our calculator, and we can multiply the rest of the pieces. So times pi times 4.5, and it needs to be squared, equals. So our volume for the cylinder is 339.29. I want to round this to the tenths place. So 2 is my rounding digit. 9 is my test digit. Remember, we do not use the words round up. That's not mathematical. It doesn't make sense. So we want to make sure, and if this number, the test digit is 5 or greater, we add 1. That's mathematical. Okay. And then all the numbers to the right will go away. So our volume for the cylinder is 339 and 3/10, because 2 plus 1 is 3. Do not forget your unit and cube that sucker. Let's go to the next one. This one is providing us a radius. It is fractions. Don't freak out. But this is our radius and this is our height. We do need to know the difference. Our volume is pi. Radius is 2 1/2. Put the 1/2 in your calculator. 1 divided by 2 equals, and then add 2. So 2.5. That's going to get squared times 2. Well, I can leave this in my calculator and go ahead and do that. I can go ahead and square it times pi times 2. Let's see if we get the same answer if I go the other direction, 39.269. So pi times 2.5 squared times 2. That's the other way to do it. Yep, 39.269. So our volume is 39.269. What's the next number? 9. I want to cover this one as well because I'm going to round to 3 decimal places just to make sure you understand the rounding. So this is my rounding digit. That means the number just to the right is my test digit. Because my test digit is 5 or greater, it is a 9. Remember, you add 1 to your rounding digit. So when you do that, everything else to the right goes away. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. And then everything else stays the same. So 39 point, now you could have left this at 27 or 270. It's totally your call. And then feet cubed or cubic feet. If you're going to put this in the calculator, which is totally fine, you have to clear it. 39.269, because that's the part that we're taking it up to. And then plus, because you're adding the 1, but on the third decimal place, so 0.001. And there you get the same thing, 39.27. Okay. Oh, the old woman. All right, now we're going to talk spheres. Now, I'm going to give you an easier route to do this instead of the 4/3. It's totally your call. I'm going to show you both. So volume for a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. The other way you can think about this is 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. I find that students make fewer mistakes if they use that format as opposed to this one. Because with this one, you're going to have to go 4/3 in your calculator times pi times the radius cubed. Again, it's your call, whichever one you choose to do. Now, we don't have our radius. We've got a diameter. We don't want a diameter. We want the radius, and the radius is half the diameter. So diameter divided by 2. So our radius is 16 divided by 2, which is 8 centimeters. Okay, now we can find the volume. Want to use 4/3 times pi times 8, and we want that cubed. All right, I'll show you the other way as well here in just a moment. So in your calculator, 4/3 times pi times 8. You're going to have to use your caret, 3, and then equals. And I got 2144.66. Stop. Stop. All right. I'm going to go ahead and leave this like this because we've got enough that we're learning right now. And this is centimeters cubed. If you wanted to do it in this manner, it would be 4 times pi times 8 cubed, and then you would divide by 3. So 4 times pi times 8 cubed, and then divide by 3. And we get the same answer. Okay. Going forward, I'm going to do this one, but please feel free to do this one if you prefer. The next one, we have a diameter as well. I would like for you to, I'm going to leave this up here. Pause the video, attempt this one yourself. You've got to find the radius because we were given the diameter. Okay, so find your radius and then find the volume. I'm going to pause my video because my dog needs to go outside. Apparently not. All right, so let's find our radius. Diameter divided by 2. Our diameter is 17. We need to divide that by 2. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5 centimeters. And now we can find the volume. 4/3 times pi times 8.5, and we're going to cube that. So 4/3 times pi times 8.5 caret 3 equals is 2,572.44. And then our unit is centimeters, and with volume, it has to be cubed. Okay. The next one has a diameter as well. So do the same thing we just did on the last one. Pause the video, attempt it yourself, and come back to see how you did. If you're forgetting anything, that's when you want to make a specific note to put on your note card because you're going to be stressed as it is on the exams. So the note card's there to support you on things that you've forgotten before or things you've missed before. Until you know it like the back of your hand, you want to be able to support yourself when you're taking the exam. Okay. Like cubic for volume and area squared. All right, pause the video and come back. So I have to find the radius first. It's my diameter. The radius is the diameter divided by 2. So 20 divided by 2. The radius is 10, same unit, inches. Now for volume, it's 4/3 times pi times your radius, and it has to be cubed. So 4/3 times pi times the radius, and don't forget caret 3 equals 4,188.79. And this is inches cubed. Okay. These next ones do have the radius, so they made our lives easier. And so it's just going to be volume is equal to 4/3 times pi times, and it's 5 cubed, 4/3 times pi times 5 caret 3 equals. So if you need to remember how to put this in the calculator, put it on your note card. 4/3 times pi times 5 caret 3, enter. Don't even forget the enter button. Put that on there as well, because you're already going to be stressed. So 523, this one we're going to round. 0.598. Okay, 9 is going to be my where I want to round to. That's going to be my rounding digit. 8 is going to be my test digit. Because 8 is greater than 5, I add 1 to my rounding digit. So my volume is 523. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. If you were going to put this in your calculator, you have to clear it and go 523.59 plus we're adding the 1 2 decimal places over. So 0.01 equals, and we get the 6. Don't forget your unit, and it must be cubed. Let me know what questions you have if you're struggling with that. Next one, we're given the radius as well. So please pause your video, attempt this one, and come back to see how you did. We'll see at the end what we're going to round to. Times pi. My radius is 10, and that needs to be cubed. Remember, that's not 10 times 3. That's 10 times 10 times 10. So please be careful with that. I know that there were some struggles with that before. 4/3 times pi times 10 caret 3 equals. And that's 4,188.79. And again, I want to round this. I want to round it to the 7. So if you would please pause your video, there's your rounding digit. 9 is your test digit. Pause the video, attempt this rounding, and then come back to see how you did, because this is an important part to understand. So my volume is, because my test digit is 9, that means I'm going to add 1 to my rounding digit. So 4,188.8. My unit is millimeters, and it must be cubed. It could be cubic millimeters if you'd rather write that instead. Last one on this page. We're given the radius again. So our volume is 4/3 times pi times the radius, must be cubed. Again, 2 times 2 times 2, not 2 times 3. So 4/3 times pi times, and it's 2 caret 3 equals. And I got 33.51. I want to round to the 1 decimal place to the tenths. That's my rounding digit. My test digit is the 1 because it is less than 5. Nothing happens to my rounding digit, the test digit, and everything after it goes away. So my volume is 33.5 meters cubed. All right, that's it for cylinders and spheres. I will see you in the next video. Let me know what questions you have.